Hi, I'm Peri, Lyons. Welcome to the show. And I'm very happy to have you here. And, it's funny. Everybody is a little anxious right now for actually very good reasons. And so one thing I've been doing is teaching people just sort of instant anxiety relief um, techniques because uh, I, I'm a bit of an anxious girl myself. So first of all, don't panic. You wash your hands a lot, like every time you enter a building or leave. But when the news starts to get to you, what I suggest doing for a quick anxiety relief is to just close your eyes, breathe deeply, count to eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then put your mouth like you're blowing out a birthday candle, right? And blow out slowly. And do that a few times. So breathe in 8 and then blow out slowly for 8. And if you do that a couple of times, just blowing out, breathing in, you'll start to notice that you start to regulate a little. Another thing I've been teaching is I have one client who just can't meditate. It's just like, it's not going to happen. So what we did was come up with a technique where he wakes up, which is always a good thing in the morning, and then counts down slowly from 50 while closing her eyes and looking slightly upward behind her eyelids. If you look about 20 degrees up where your eyes are closed, you will really go into what's called alpha state pretty fast. And it's a relaxing state. And just count backwards from 50 or 25. Don't even worry about your breathing. Just count backwards. And in about 3 minutes, you'll just find yourself kind of in a nice floaty state. You don't have to try. And that's today's theme. You don't have to try. On the theme of you don't have to try, I've been noticing that my most psychic moments are when I'm not trying. For instance, about a month or 6 weeks ago, I was out shopping and my intuition said, buy lots and lots of toilet paper and hand sanitizer. And I told my intuition, right, you're crazy as a box of frogs, intuition. And intuition says, right, whatever, buy the toilet paper and insult me afterwards. So I bought a ton of toilet paper, a ton of hand sanitizer, and put it in a closet. And then last week, I kind of woke up and said, oh, okay, thank you, intuition. I guess you're not crazier than a box of frogs. And it's the little impulses. People say, how do I become psychic? And I say, just listen. It's about listening to the silence. It's about listening to your little sort of peripheral vision insights. The way I learned this, and then we'll take our first caller. The way I learned this was, I don't know, 15 years ago. I was just a baby, and I was in CVS or something, and looking at makeup. Oh, hi, Helena in New Zealand. Nice to see you. Helena, sorry. I'll be done in just one moment. So I was just buying some makeup or whatever it is girls do. And this little intuition in my head said, buy some baby wipes. I'm like, wait, stop that. No, I'm not going to buy baby wipes. And that voice in my head said, buy some baby wipes. And I actually said, I'm not buying baby wipes out loud. And the security guard was like, Ness, are you okay? I'm like, fine, just intuition, nothing to see here. And I was on my way to a singing audition, so I had full makeup and done up. And I walked out of the store, and a tourist, was in New York City, just as I walked out, she made this hand gesture, and she had an ice cream cone in her hand, and it splat all over my makeup. I looked like crazy clown. And at that moment, my intuition said, see, if you had baby wipes, this would be okay. Anyway, so in the next couple of weeks, as things are we're figuring out what's going on and we're all calming down, and just remember to do like a deep breathing exercise, blow out slowly, like you're putting out a birthday candle. And then remember that everything's going to be okay. Just wash your hands a lot. Okay. All right. Thanks. And I'm really happy to have Helena from New Zealand. I love New Zealand. Hi, Helena. How are you?
Good.
Hi. I'm happy you're here.
Hi.
Hey, so you're going to have to speak up because I am cursed when it comes to headsets. I get them and they don't work. So ever. It's a psychic thing. Anyway, I'm happy to have you here. Tell me your birthday before we start, because that's how I sort of bond with people. So what day is your birthday?
The 26th of 1982.
26th of what?
26th of 1982.
Oh, cool. Oh, you're a Taurus. You have the same birthday as Jemima Kirk, the English girl on that show, Girls. Very good birthday. Okay, my love, let's see what we got here. And do you have a specific question, Helena? Or would you like me to do a little...
I was wondering if you could tell me, will my ex-partner, will she come back to me?
That's a great question. It'll be even greater if you get a little closer to the phone and speak up. I'm sorry, my headset's died. So say it one more time, my angel. Are you there?
Yep.
Oh, cool. See, just ask the question one more time because I'm having a little technical difficulties. So just a little louder.
I was wondering if you could tell me, will my ex-partner, will she come back to me?
Okay. Well, here's what I'm getting for you. I feel that... Well, let me ask you something quickly.
Okay.
Your ex-partner, you were together, what, 3 years?
We were together 9 years.
Oh, multiple of 3. Okay, sorry. You don't sound old enough to be with anybody for 9 years. The short answer is yes. I actually do think yes. And I don't say stuff I don't mean. I think the breakup was bad, but I think you both have unconsciously sort of taken time out to appreciate each other. And this person will probably be back in about maybe less than 3 months, 3 months at the outset. It doesn't seem like it now. It seems like there's just a howling wilderness where your heart used to be. But it does seem to me that even if this doesn't seem possible to you right now, it does seem to me that you are going to be back together. And you might even formalize your relationship. But there was a lot of resentment built up. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't said, and it built up. So when this person comes back, just make sure that you guys make a safe space for each other to communicate honestly.
Yeah.
How long have they been gone? Elena? Are you there? Talk to me. So, yeah, what I feel very strongly is that even though it doesn't seem possible right now, this person is going to come back. And sometimes, like soulmate relationships, really profound relationships, sometimes people have to disconnect for a little while to really appreciate what the other person brings to them and to really miss them. And I think that's what's happening. So call back, let me know what happens, and say hi to New Zealand for me. All right, love?
Yes.
So that was Helena from New Zealand, which is an incredibly beautiful country, which you know if you've seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies. So I was talking to a friend of mine who's a world famous astrologer, and she said that there's stuff going on astrologically that hasn't happened for about 800 years. And she said that it's going to seem bad for a little while, but then we're going to be moving into a new time of increased empathy and peace and all the good stuff. That right now, what's happening is it's almost like the old way of being and the old bad stuff is on its way out. And it's making a lot of noise on its way out. Like when you throw a drunk out of a bar and the drunk turns at the door and says, "You don't know who you're messing with. My brother-in-law is God." And you push him and he's gone. So that's a little sort of what she said is happening right now, that it's a difficult time. But it's almost like the universe is sort of taking out the old trash to make room for the beautiful new furniture. So try not to be anxious and remember to breathe. Oh, and we have, I think it said Brandy. Is that you? Hi, Brandy.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, honey. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you. Or hear you. I can't actually see you. But so tell me your birthday and then ask me a question. How does that work for you? Good?
Yes. My birthday is May the 16th, 1983. And I've been having a problem with trying to conceive, and I was trying to see when will I conceive a child?
Oh. Tell me a little more about that. You've been having a problem with.
Yes, I just started taking Femira this month. Well, last month I started taking Femira.
Okay. A slightly hard time understanding you, but that's okay. It's just this darn phone. So this sounds like what you're asking is, are things going to get better for you romantically? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I was trying to see when was I going to conceive. When was I going to conceive, get pregnant?
Oh God, that's awful. So you have. Here's the thing. You have a lot of people around you telling you either like, well, you shouldn't have a baby yet, or you're too old, or you're too young, or you're too tall, or you're too short. And you really care, as all of us do, you really care about what people think of you. And so it feels to me like you've kind of, we call it internalized. You've kind of taken in what other people are saying when they're discouraging you. But I feel that this is really possible this year. The reason, I don't know if you've ever read about this, but there's this fascinating statistic that say often people who really want a kid, and then they'll just sort of say, okay, it's not in the cards, and they'll adopt a child, and then immediately they'll get pregnant. And the reason for that is they've stopped worrying about it, and they've stopped beating themselves up about it. And I think that if you can learn different ways to relax and just do a little visualization. Here's a technique I use with clients that works really well. What I first do is ask them to close their eyes and just picture a place where they're very relaxed. For me, it's a beach in the Caribbean. It can be anywhere. And then think about like this problem that you have or the issue. It's like, I can't have a kid. And then think about what you would feel like, what your life would be like if suddenly this wasn't an issue anymore. So take a minute and be the person who just doesn't have this issue. That you know that you could conceive tomorrow if you felt like it. So take a minute and just kind of feel what it feels like to Be the person without this issue, without this worry. I also feel that if you've seen one doctor, you might want to see another to get a second opinion. You also might want to sort of look up alkaline foods because it feels like you might want to cut down on sugar and stuff. And not that you're eating a lot of sugar, but I feel like you're a little acid. But honestly, I think by October, um, you're going to have some very good news. And I think it's possible that April might be the time that this happens. And October is when you're going to be able to tell people. But I'm going to say by October, I think you are going to be with child, I guess is the way to put it.
Yay.
And I will say that I'm not just whistling Dixie here, because there's a reason there's 3 kids named after me. This is kind of my specialty. So I think that, yes, you are going to conceive. Just try and do that exercise a couple minutes a day where you just picture a place in your mind where you're relaxed and really go there. And then think about the person you would be without this issue, without this worry. And sort of let yourself be that person for a minute. I use this for some a worry wart. I use this technique a lot. It really works. So just be the person who's not worrying about that anymore. It sounds crazy, but it's really going to work for you. You're very sensitive. You're what we used to call high strung, which means that you're very sensitive and you're smart.
Yes.
So just when you start to worry, just distract yourself. And the biggest advice that my guides are giving me for you is to have fun and think about like what would give me pleasure right now. So I had a friend who became a millionaire by asking herself every 5 minutes, what would the happiest woman in the world do right now? And then doing that. So just do some meditation, in the morning, maybe just count backwards from 50 while breathing. But I really think you're going to be fine. Just relax and have fun because you take care of everybody and you're a really good person. But I want you to take care of yourself and be a little self-indulgent. Get a massage, get some pretty smelling perfume, get some whatever it is that makes you happy and makes you feel like, oh, this is fun, this is pleasure. Do more of that. And I'm saying by October,
Okay.
you will. I'm pretty sure you're going to have a bun in the oven. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And you're a lovely person. So it feels to me like there's something else on your mind today, too. Is there anything else you want to ask? You've got a couple of extra minutes.
Yeah, it was kind of bad, because I had been hearing that my husband was sleeping with men, and I wanted to ask, but I was kind of afraid to ask that question because I had been hearing it for like a year now, and I have my intuitions about it.
So that's interesting. Can you know what? Ask me that question in a slightly shorter way. I had a little, you were going sort of in and out, and I really want to hear it. So say it one more time. And
is my husband Ron getting sleeping with men?
You know what? I actually think your husband, if anything, kind of loves you more than you. I mean, not more than you love him, but I think that I think he needs a lot of alone time. I think he's one of those people who just likes to kind of wander off and just kind of not be accountable to anybody or anything. I don't get the feeling that he's straying from the ranch, if you know what I'm saying. I think that I think back to when you guys were first together. Do that for me for a second. And think back to what he used to say that he loved the best about you. I think it was that you're really fun and you have beautiful eyes and beautiful other things. So, but I don't get the feeling he's cheating on you. I get the feeling that he's somebody who just kind of likes to disappear for a bit. But does that help? Because I really do feel that.
Okay.
So, what did he? What are some things that he said in the past that he just loves about you?
He's been a big cheater. He's been cheating. But see, I don't know about now since we moved back to Oklahoma.
Oh, he's a big cheater? I don't think he's cheating right now, though.
Okay.
Cheating. Okay. Honestly, he also has attention deficit disorder. I don't think he is sleeping with men, but that's, I think the last person he was with was a woman with a very boyish quality. For some reason, I don't know if he's just needed to take time out for a snack or something right now, but it doesn't feel to me like, I just don't feel like right this week or last week or next, I feel like he's not cheating this week.
Okay.
I don't. And you might want to talk to your doctor about that or get some testing, but if he has fantasies about men, that's a different thing. But I'm not really getting that he's doing stuff in the down low. And as I said, I think maybe he's just exhausted, but I think he is like, I'm not getting him with anybody like right now this week, if that helps.
Okay. Well, yeah, my main question was when I was going to conceive, and you gave me a great answer.
I think there's some stuff you can do that will, he's just very insecure, and he's kind of a narcissist, and he likes the novelty of somebody telling him he's cool or whatever, and then he gets bored and leaves. But he's very insecure, and you're not. So, if you want to keep him around long enough to have a child, that's great. He's not the only fish in the sea, though. And you're still young, and you're still very attractive. And I'd like you to remember that, because I think it can be very hard on a woman's ego when the guy strays, because we think like, oh, must be me. It's not me. He's a jerk. So if he keeps cheating, even after you've talked, you might want to think about looking elsewhere. But I do think you guys have a really good time together when things are good. And I think that you've known each other for a long time. It's very comfortable. And, I think you also know that there is somebody in your life who has been kind of waiting around for you for about 10 years. There's somebody who has feelings for you. I'm not saying go do that, but I am saying that you're a person who has a lot of options. So if you're in something that's not making you happy and you've tried everything you can, you might want to start being a little selfish and thinking about what you want. And so we're going to come back. We're ending with that. And Brandy, thank you for calling, because you're a lovely person.
Thank you so much.
But I do think, who knows? Maybe a baby will tame him. But you just concentrate what makes you happy, because you have a lot of potential. You've got a nice life ahead of you. Let me know in October if you're knocked up or not. Okay?
I sure will.
All right. Be good.
Thank you.
He's a lovely person. All right, my cherished ducklings. I'm Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic on Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio every Wednesday live at 9 p.m. Come back next week. I'll have my tarot cards, and we're going to be really specific with the cards. I also have a Facebook page, Peri Lyons, which is PeriLyons. And you can say hi to me there. And call next week and bring your best questions. I'll have my tarot. I might have a very special guest next week. I'm just waiting to see what's going on with that. The astrologer Elizabeth Grace, who is terrific at telling you immediately like what your sign is and all of that and how that works for you, what kind of year you're going to have. Thanks. Take care, loves. Bye-bye.